So a few hours ago, I reported that INEC may have abandoned the APC in the ongoing Edo gubernatorial elections petitions tribunal sitting in Abuja. I reported that for more indications, INEC is not ready to put out a qualitative or qualifiable defense after they've announced Okpebholo as governor of Edo State in the very contentious way in the last September 21st, 2024 elections, right? Okay, now it is confirmed that INEC has refused to defending their side of the whole situation. They've closed their case without arguably one of the worst defense ever. First, they did not present any witness to corroborate or to take their stand or to create an evidential outlook into whatever they may have done in September 21st elections. Two, that they submitted only 3 documents, which of course are attestations of documents that are already available to the tribunal that the PDP has provided as some of their certified true copies. This has brought a whole lot of reviews and conversations, and as I talk now, the PDP camp seems to be happy. But I'm worried, and I'm conspicuously worried. I'm ostentatiously worried that it's not getting clear to our eyes that we have an institutional mess, that people can do whatever they like and they get away with it. While it is okay to look at it from the very optimistic side to say INEC not having a valid defense means that the tribunal would go ahead and stand with the PDP on this case, which of course is still anything can happen. We're in a particular era where we have undemocratic elements in various offices. The sitting president, the FCT minister, who has been seen to be frolicking and dancing and whining with the current judicial process and system. So it's not something to be happy. But why this is, like I said in one of my videos, I'm looking out for the processes of this particular tribunal, this particular litigation. Beyond the outcome, I'm considering the process. I'm looking at what happens all through, and then there's a way that this tribunal can give can return mandates to Okpebholo, and I will still be worried because the process are my concern, because it is the process that determines whether or not we are building a system or we are destroying the system, not the outcomes. But for some of us, the elections was very clear; it was rigged and manipulated, so much so that. Like we used to say in Benin, so it was very clear that even a deaf man could hear it and a blind man could see. However, those were processes, and I'm worried right now that there are no longer consequences that accrue to actions and inactions in this country. The Newton third law of motion. To every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. I'm asking, every action that people carry out in this country, what are the consequences? What are the grave consequences? What are supposed to be the reactions of society? Now we are dancing and celebrating, but should somebody not actually be facing societal and institutional punishment for these actions? Are you saying that INEC is going to go scot-free for wasting taxpayer money, running one of the worst, most dubious, most deceptive, manipulative election in the history of this country? And it's not because my candidate was usurped, or not because okay, maybe my people, the states, those states, I should take that more seriously, because we are quite smart and intelligent people, quite brilliant, and then it was too much to have done that to us. We are ready to agree that somebody won an election, but it was done in the most honorable way. I think that election was an insult to the Edo people, and I said that several times. The APC already insulted the Edo people by the candidate they put forward. They also went for that to insult the Edo people with the type of rigging they thought they wanted to do. If you know what Edo State is, and Benin is the cradle of black civilization, that all standard. Whether or not we stand in the statistical arrangement of this in the country as being the most educated, the exposure that an average Edolite has is enough to compete with a professorship title that any other person has. And this is not talking certificate. I'm telling you how deeping our exposure and civilization is. Of course, the last election proved that a lot of these things need to be reviewed, that we may not be as sophisticated as we are. But I think that was an insult to to have rigged the way they rigged. And for INEC to be withdrawing from this case, and I'm checking the internet. What are the names of the people that perpetrated this evil? Who are the people that went on to create, to making a mess of our system? Who are the people that should be sent to jail for this? There's supposed to be institutional punishment. There's supposed to be societal punishment. Are these people supposed to move around and call themselves chiefs or doctors or societal elites and all of that? When are we going to get to a point? And you see, until we get to this point, when people begin to suffer consequences of actions like this that are quantifiable with what we regard as treasonable felony or treason in itself, we will not get out of this mess. People should be made to, names should be out, pictures should be brought out in public place to know who are those that contributed to this rubbish. It's not enough to withdraw from defending. And just so you know, anything can still happen. We're in a mess society at the moment. We don't all the elements of all the values and principles of what a society should actually stand for. We don't have it at the moment. We are not a state, right? It's just an animal farm. A lot of people gathering together. We are not controlled, no laws. All of these are mess. So anything can still happen. But my worry is that people like this, people that conducted the election, and then everywhere we shouted that Wike giving his cousin opportunity to come and be resident electoral commissioner for the elections, and all of that was worrisome, and everybody paid deaf ears. Now INEC is refusing to defending the stand that they took, or why they went on to announce that Okpebholo won the election. And it is normal for a society. It's normal. It's just one of those things. There is no court, there is no punishment. And so at the end of the day, for example, you call at the end of the day and then you say Okpebholo, the judiciary says after all of this, PDP wasn't able to present their case. But at least I can forgive that. But you see the people that were in INEC that conducted this election, what are their punishments? What are we supposed to be doing to people like that? Are they supposed to participate in future elections in this country? Is there no physical, emotional, psychological prison these guys should get into? Are these not supposed to be ostracized from our system? Are these not supposed to become aliens to what is good of this country? Are they supposed to be allowed to see where the apron of being part of the electoral system of this country? Is this not enough for these people to run away from this country and say they are not does this happen everywhere? Do people participate in processes that are supposed to be for the general good of people? They mess it up, they destroy it, they condemn it, they manipulate it, and they still get incorporated back and they still live a normal life? Does this happen everywhere? Or are we in an isolated system? Is it supposed to be? I'm worried, and I'm sincerely worried. For a young man like me who is growing up and want to be part of the processes, this gives me really worry, and it's okay. One way to deter occurrences like this in future is that people that participate in deliberate, conscious ways to obstruct the rule of law, due process, separation of power, integrity of the systems, there should be something to be done to them. Maybe at the end of this judgment or whatever, there should be another set of judgment put aside. And that's how people that have made case for court of elections in this country, or electoral offenders, I think they have a point. Unfortunately, the same Nigerians, the same system, the same controllers. I'm worried, and I'm worried. Catch you at that time.